All right, so we figured out what's going on here. We have two circuits coming into this fuse panel. This is a three-phase fuse panel with 3 fuses in it, and the main power coming into this is feeding this relay that feeds this pump right here. There's another 120 volt circuit that skips this fuse panel entirely because it goes back to a breaker inside of the main building, and the wire comes out here and goes to our controller. Our controller is fried, or at least the transformer, that piece right there, is fried. And because of the age of this controller, it really wouldn't pay for the client to replace just the transformer. We are going to propose to replace the entire controller. And once the controller is replaced, it can turn on the pump, and then this place will have an irrigation system. It amazes me that they thought they didn't. There's the locator, there's the ground rod, there's the common wire. Without annoying you with the beeping noise of this, I'll leave it off, but what I did was I tracked the common wire, and every time my sound nulled out, I dropped the flag in the ground. I continued this process until I flagged out enough of this common wire for me to go back with my probe that's sitting over there next to my shovel and start poking around all these red flags to find the valve. Thanks, Gus. Thanks for the delivery. That shirt is not as loud as that guy. Hey, Devon, it could have been worse.
I'm over it.
That is it.
What do you got there?
What a noise.
Yeah, it's louder there. Why don't you check right about here? That sounds like that's the noise.
Oh my
All
god.
right, there you go. You see the green? You found a valve. How does that feel?
It's great because we were looking for so long.
All right, now let's see why it's stuck in the open position. This used to be in somebody's irrigation system, their city water irrigation system. And before I throw it in the garbage, let me explain how it works. This is a master valve, and with city water, this master valve would be pressurized. Once opened, it would send water into this master indexing valve. Then from there, it would send water to one of these 2 secondary indexing valves. On some properties, these indexing valves can be anywhere on the property. Trust me, I'm talking buildings away from each other. At least here we can see everything going on. So anyways, once this valve opens, it'll send water into this main indexing valve, and then it'll send water into the secondary indexing valve, and then into one of the 4 pipes coming out of this indexing valve. Once the valve turns off, a stem and disc inside of this indexing valve will shift to the other pipe. The next time the valve opens, water will go into this indexing valve and out one of these 4 pipes. When the water turns off, this indexing valve will shift to the next pipe, and this indexing valve will shift to the next pipe, and this indexing valve will receive water the next time that valve opens. Yeah, I know, super confusing. This is an 8-zone system, and it would have taken 30 minutes to do a inspection on this system. I'm out of breath explaining it. All right, off to the trash. Might as well show you how I plan on getting it out. So I took a saw blade and I cut 2 notches into the pipe, as you can see right there. And now I'm gonna take a flathead screwdriver, and I can't do it with one hand, so I'll show you in a second. I took my screwdriver and a hammer, and I popped this one in, and now the rest of this will come right out. Done deal. Now we can stick our new fitting in there, and now we have brand new threads to work with on our discharge and on our intake. Beautiful. Let's get the pump installed. All right, now that I got the doubler out of here and I cleaned up the wires a little bit, yes, I disconnected all of them. They're color coded, so we're probably going to be putting them right back together, color to color, with 2 of the wires going to the solenoid that we have here. But before we can connect to the solenoid, I want to make sure that the solenoid is working, and that's what I can use my station master for. I have it connected to the 2 solenoid wires here, and I can flip this switch, and yeah, the solenoid works, and it says it's good here. So that's the first thing I want to check, because I don't want to go through all of this and connect it to a faulty solenoid and sit here and think I did something else wrong. So the solenoid checks out in this location. I'm actually not going to put the wires back together right here because there's a couple more valves around the corner, and I want to go see how those are wired, because that might matter to what I'm going to do over here. I'm going to be using my locator eventually to tone out some of these wires, but we'll get to that point in a minute. We got to clean up the mess that was here first, and then we can actually troubleshoot it.